guys. The same book that we were continuing, How to Live on 24 Hours a Day. The next chapter is the control of mind, controlling of your mind. Very interesting thing. Obviously, we hear a lot, we have to control our mind, we have to control our thoughts, different things we hear. But is it really possible? The control of mental machine is exactly possible. Obviously, it's not a formula that you just apply straight away and it's going to happen straight right now. You have to practice this art. A lot of people even die without even realizing that they can control the power of their mind, their brain, their thoughts. And because if they control their brain, their mind, they can dictate the thoughts and the actions done by their body to achieve certain tasks. That's the beauty of life, that most of us just go through this life without even realizing. So the main thing is to dictate the mind and continuing the same dictation, so it will make your body do that, what you want to achieve. For example, if you are going towards train station, towards a bus station, you have to think intentionally of a certain task. You have to focus your mind on certain tasks. Now you will say that, okay, I am unable to focus on it. I am unable to go through those thought processes. If I am going through these thought processes, there is so much distractions on the road, on the train station, on the bus station, inside the bus station, inside the bus, inside the train. This guy is not understanding the situation that, okay, I am sitting around lots of people, lot of things are around me. That is why you have to act the part initially. You have to intentionally make your mind do it. You will fail at least as a standard 40 times. That's the minimum standard. You have to fail. But perseverance is the key. If you keep doing it again and again, there is no way you will fail on it. So remember, minimum at least 40 times failure rate is there. Minimum. You can fail even 100 times, but there is no way if you keep continuing it, you don't achieve that task. Once you achieve that, then you will see the real power that you've been missing all your life. Again and again, you will see that, okay, this is a distraction, this is not the right thing for me, or this is not the right time for me. Actually, that is the right time. That is the right thing. So keep continuing until you achieve that. Once you do that, you will see that you are living in a totally different world. Guys, the next chapter is the reflective mood. Again, the beautiful notes from my handwriting. So, the reflective mood, it says, man, know thyself. Obviously, it's not a sign for a normal person to understand, but we'll explain it, that you should know yourself. And everyone says the same word in the human history, that I know myself, you can't teach me about myself. And as per my understanding, only 0.0000001% of humankind has been there that have actually known themselves and then achieved something way greater than their imagination, or even normal people's imagination, because they knew themselves. They didn't act according to their instincts. They acted, behaved, and controlled everything within them. So, reasoning, principle, and conduct are main events to work on to achieve happiness. Now, what does that mean? Reasoning, conduct, and principles. These three things. But do we do any of these things? No, we don't. We say all of them. And actually, we have learned these words when we were kids from the schools. But we never knew what they actually meant, how to implement them. None of the school readings have ever taught us. So, what does the writer say? We are supposed to be reasonable, but we are more instinctive than reasonable. We are supposed to be, but we actually never do reasoning. We suddenly act on our instincts. For example, if you ever go to a restaurant, if you ever Some of people, people don't like to go to a restaurant. But yesterday, for example, I was at a restaurant, and in case I ordered a steak, and the steak I said that, okay, I want a rare medium or anything like that, whatever taste you like. But actually it's overcooked a little bit. Suddenly we flip, most of us, to the waiter or the waitress. We see that it is the fault of the waitress when she actually has nothing to do with it. We don't reason with our mind that what a fool we are making of ourselves. Not in front of ourselves, in front of everyone, but we still persist on the same thing. Why did you do that? Why would you do that? Why did your manager did not see that? If we even make the best reasoning, we say call your manager, then we start shouting on the manager. Even then the manager has still nothing to do with it. Actually, the mistake was done by the cook. Even that is not his intention to do that. But we still start arguing, and actually rather shouting and making a scene out of that a miserable situation of ourselves. What we should be doing is, if we just politely say that, okay, this is what we ordered, and this is not the thing that we should be receiving, we will even receive the gratification, the thankfulness from the staff, plus the thing that we require. So we make fool of ourselves just by not doing the reasoning. See that what level we have downgraded ourselves to in our daily life. Hi guys. Well, the next part on this interesting book on which we are discussing, the name of the book is How to Live on 24 Hours a Day. The important topic it's discussing is interest in arts. Now, as soon as I say the word arts, most of you will be thinking about literature, typical art terms and drawings and picture paintings from 1800s or 1500s, something like that. That has nothing to do with the art of a common person, interest of yourself in arts. It is a cliche that we come across with every day, that you should be aware of some linguistics, some specific terms in terms of art and literature. No. What happens is, or what writer means to say is that you should be reading and gaining knowledge about a certain topic. When you're reading about a certain topic of your interest, you are getting knowledge and getting a bit ahead of your peers in that particular field. It does not mean it has to be a knowledge of a certain field like physics, bio, or anything. No, it can be music even. For example, we merely exist, as the core of this book is that we just exist. We don't live our life. For example, if you go to an orchestra, okay, or let's break it down in easy words, like in a music show or any concert, your mere presence there, only your presence there, sitting down there, is your contribution towards good music. How? If you people don't go there and listen to good music, it will not be promoted. That automatically removes the bad music from history. Means you are already contributing by listening to it. Same is that in literature. If you go and read about the interest of your topic, anything about that, and most of the people start doing that, the bad things or bad literature will be removed from the history. So that is your contribution. Secondly, how it affects you. Now you can say it will affect the history, it will benefit the literature, removing the bad literature and promoting the good literature. No, how it's going to benefit you. Now take the same example. You go into a music show or orchestra or anywhere. There you are hearing some instruments like banjo or any music, piano or anything. Now what happens is, first you go there, you just see that, okay, that's a good music, it feels good to my ears. Now you have studied a little bit about, okay, this banjo is played in this manner, pianos are used in this manner, these are the keys on pianos. Okay, now when you're sitting in the same orchestra, same musical show, now you will be living the moments. Now you know that what the musician is doing, what he's trying to tell you, and why is it soothing to your ears. Now you have lived, rather just existing like a baby who just stares or glares at a bright object. Now you have lived it. Hope it makes a bit more sense that interest in art, what does that mean? So remove yourself from the cliche definition of arts and literature and start gaining knowledge about things. Whatever interests you, doesn't matter in your regular life, and be above your peers.
Yes, guys. The next topic is nothing in life is humdrum. What does that mean? Humdrum means nothing in life is monotonous. Nothing is stagnant as we see. Everything has a meaning. Everything is multi-purpose, multipolar. So, you don't have to see life as in one flow. You have to see it as it has multi dimensions. It's up to you how you divert and dimensionalize your mind to get the best knowledge out of it. You have to see that not everything is as it seems. You have to go in depth to realize that I can get a lot out of it. I can get a lot many things out of the vision I have. For example, as I'm going to read it, nothing is life is humdrum as each part and field of life has aspects that are interesting. Means everything is interesting in life as long as we make it. What we have to see is that even the mundane aspects of life can give us the joys that we can never enjoy or never enjoyed in our life. It's all come down to the vision, the mindset, the vision that we portray on ourselves and inside ourselves. So all depends what vision we have, how we design, how we visualize everything. So we change our vision, we dimensionalize our vision, we start seeing things differently rather just sitting down there. Oh, it's a book, it's a book. Okay, I have to read the literature. Why should I care about that? No, start putting your interest in it. Oh, I'm gonna get something out of it. So when you start getting interested in something, you start seeing things differently. You get excited, and the excitement is a, you can say, is a pump of adrenaline and some other certain hormones. I don't know the names literally, but that I know that it spikes in your brain, and you start feeling and visualizing the world in a totally different way. Your mood start elevating. So you have to start developing a habit of interest in things in positive way, in the joyous manner. Thank you. And now the second part of this book is serious reading. The writer says that we have to focus on serious reading if we want to develop ourselves. According to the writer, the highest form of reading is called, as usual, poetry. Obviously, as a writer, the writer should say that. I believe so, and I second him on this one, because even some parts of poetry, I as a literature student, I can't even comprehend that. That's literally the highest form of reading. But what he says further onwards is that apart from that, we have to see things differently. We don't just have to see that, okay, if I cannot read poetry or understand, there is nothing else. Every topic, every scientific knowledge, philosophical, psychological, business, everyday life, every knowledge that has to be elevated in our life. We have to start contemplating the knowledge in a way that we have to dig deep into it. We don't have to just say what is apparent meaning of it. We have to go in depth. For example, if you are reading a book and you think that it's a bit challenging to understand, that is the right time to increase your knowledge. Because if it doesn't make sense to you in the very first go, that means it is something important that you have to dig down. You have to start writing down. You have to take notes of that, because it did not make sense to you. That means you are still at the same level of your mindset. So to increase your level, you have to go in depth of that particular line, of that particular paragraph that does not make sense to you, because for that you will put the best out of your brain. Now your brain starts pinching you. At that time the growth happens only when your brain is pinching you. Apart from that, you're going to be still at the same level. Whatever you desire, whatever you do, you can never grow forward. So do the intelligent reading, the best reading, and then take notes, go in depth, do the critical analysis of the writer and the writing and your understanding. The most important thing is, what do you understand of that writing, and why are you understanding in a certain way? Because your mindset has been designed and framed around a certain thought frame. So you have to change to grow and pinch your mindset. Until you give it pain in a positive way, you can never grow. Hi guys, the next part is dangers to avoid while we start learning about living our life. Because what happens is, we sometimes start changing our lives and we become slaves to a certain program. we become a prig. We become very addicted to certain things in our life. We don't understand, we don't realize unintentionally while changing ourselves, we stick to certain program, and then we just grab our mind, or you can say cover our mind in a shell, that we have to be a certain part. To do that, we don't have to be a invaluable person to society and to our peers. We become danger to our peers, to ourselves. We get stuck in so much in that mindset that okay, we have to do that in a very quick manner, we have to do it now. Definitely we have to adopt these things, but in a gradual way, not in a way that okay, if we start doing it in an aggressive way, the current situations we are in, they're going to be destructive for us and for people around us. So the best thing is not to leave everything all of a sudden, but first analyze the situation, analyze your surrounding, how can you adopt your new things. So the relatively good thing is, as the writer says, only cure to reconstitute a program and attempt less. So you have to sit down, reconstitute the whole brain, and try to do less at a time. Not hurry, not just exaggerate everything in a way that you destroy everything along with yourself and the relationships and the surroundings you have. The best thing the writer says, reconstitute your whole program. Do not get addicted to a program. So a lot of people get it wrong. They start trying aggressively in a destructive way rather being a constructive. Hope that makes more sense, that you have to adopt everything what the writer says, but in a constructive way, in a very polite but diligent way. Thank you very much for understanding. Thank you very much, guys. Finally, the book has been completed, the whole discussion of the book, and I have gone through the whole book myself, and that's what my promise is. I will be going through the whole book myself, rather just taking some summaries from YouTube or some Google paraphrases or ChatGPT. I won't be doing that with you. I'll be going through the whole book that we're going to be discussing and making in-depth notes, and then just sharing the whole knowledge from the writer's perspective, not my perspective. I will try to explain that perspective, but I will share only the writer's perspective so you can get the best out of it. And hopefully this book has at least given you the in-depth knowledge of how to live your life, rather just existing, doing the intellectual reading, just elevating yourself. Even if you grasp 10% of this, I believe so, even if you grasp 10% of this knowledge, you will be way above a lot of other people around you, only by absorbing even a 10%. And but absorbing means you have to start focusing on implementing these things. Please, the whole point of discussion is that you start implementing these things on yourself. Rather just absorbing merely is not enough. Only you have to start implementing even a bit every day. No one is expecting that you can be way more than anyone whatever you are today within one day. Yeah, your mindset can be way more than within a click. That is a click, but only if you decide. No one else can do that. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.